All right, time for letter F. What do you think it's for? And this was suggested by Spectacular Nail Art. I will get more into her channel in a bit, but I'm going to get into the products a little bit first. If you want to see the mani on my left hand, that'll be up in the cards. I do have tips, and I just wanted to also mention that I am trying out the Builder Gel first. That's probably one of my favorite products, gel products to use, especially in between manis. So I am using that on my right hand first. I am using the All Spruced Up Mystery Box that Revel Nails had out during their 12 Days of Christmas, or 12 Days of Revel, rather. And I'm going to be using these two colors. So we have Lit Up and Silver Fir. I'm going to use Lit Up first. I am only going to show one finger. I believe I do all 3 layers on my index finger, but I'm going to do the same exact thing on all 5 nails. So I'm just going to show the one nail first. So a little bit more in regards to Spectacular Nail Art. The suggestion that she made, she had a bunch of words that started with the letter F in her comment, but she said frosting, freezing, I believe fun, fantasy, fancy, and fabric. So I kind of wanted to incorporate as much as I could into this mani. The only thing I didn't really incorporate was fabric. I was having a hard time trying to figure out how to do that because I kind of wanted to stay with like a winter, fun kind of winter themed, a little bit Christmas themed mani still, since we are so close to Christmas. I will have one more Christmas mani out after this one, and that's going to be part of the Creative Nails collab that I am a part of, and that will be out actually on Christmas Day. That's what day all of us decided to post, and then we're going to actually do a second one as well for this month for New Year's. So we will be posting with that collab twice it'll be on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So a winter or Christmas themed mani and then a New Year's mani. So look forward to seeing both of those. So the look that I'm really kind of going for, because she said frosting and freezing, I wanted the blue to kind of represent like a snowy winter's night, and it's really pretty and sparkly, so I thought that would be perfect. And then this Silver Fir, I'm going to go ahead and open that up, but it is a white acrylic, like a powder base, but then it also has kind of these small like tinsel like shards. And when I saw it, I just kind of had the idea, and I'm going to show it on this nail first. I kind of meant to do this after, but I got a little ahead of myself because I want to do some stamping. And I got a little bit ahead of myself. So what I'm doing is I'm just applying my base coat kind of along the whole edge, the free edge, the side walls, and just the edge up by my cuticle line as carefully as I can, kind of like doing that side swipe, except I'm going around the whole entire nail except for the center. And I'm dipping right into that powder. And I'm probably going to do it twice just because I wanted it to be a little bit more of a noticeable layer. But I kind of wanted it to look like, when it's really cold outside in the winter and it's snowing and everything, and you kind of get that frosting effect around the edge of your window. If you're like looking outside, if you kind of get what I'm kind of talking about, that's what I kind of wanted it to look like. I wanted it to look like the edges of the window that are kind of frosting up because it's so cold outside. So that's where I'm kind of incorporating the frosting and the freezing aspect of this mani and her suggestion. So the next thing I'm going to get into, and that's going to be kind of more of the fun and fancy. Well, fancy, I mean, we got a lot of glitter going on, so, that's part of the fancy as well. But the fun and fantasy part I'm going to incorporate with the stamping, so I will get into that in a moment. I have to say, I did file off camera for this one because I'm doing that outer layer and I'm not really filling in the middle of the nail with anything. They do end up being a little bit, more bumpy than I would normally like my nails to be, but, it was the effect that I'm going for and the way that I wanted it to look more so versus, how they feel. So just keep that in mind. But you can kind of see like that white edging around the whole nail. Like I said, that's where I wanted it to look like the frosting on your window. So I am going to get into some stamping, and that's the plate number there. I'm going to be using the Santa's Sleigh stamp on there. So in a moment, you'll notice that, let me back up. Because I'm not using any gel products, normally I would use my gel base coat as my sticky layer. I'm trying to see how I do with the builder gel first, so I don't want to mix in any other gel products. I kind of want to incorporate things a little bit, one at a time to see how I react to them. And so far so good with the builder gel. I looked at the ingredients too, and I didn't see the HEMA ingredient, and if it doesn't say HEMA, the actual ingredient that is I believe hydroxyethyl methacrylate. So if you see that listed on your ingredients for your gel products, that is the HEMA ingredient. So just be aware of that. But there's other things in gel products that you could be allergic to as well. So I don't know all the details about that, but I'm just trying to stay away from HEMA products right now to see if that is the issue. So you'll see on my paper towel and everything, I had actually done this with the red first, and I wanted it to be a little bit more bright and really be able to see that red, so I decided to lay down the stamp with the white underneath it first so that red really pops, because if I just put that over the blue, it would look a little bit darker. So I really wanted it to look red for Santa's sleigh. And also, I just wanted to mention at this point as well, please go and check out Spectacular Nail Art's YouTube page. She does have a YouTube channel, and she does all stamping videos. So she has a huge collection. I've talked to her about this as well. She has a huge collection of plates and different from different companies. So that's really fun to watch because most of mine come from Maniology. So she has plates from all over the place. She also uses a variety of different types of stamping polishes and incorporates other items like rhinestones and things like that from time to time as well. So it's really a lot of fun to watch and see all of the ideas that she comes up with all of her stamping. And I'll pop pictures in as well on the side there while I'm doing my stamping. But again, since I'm not using any gel products, I am going to top both of those nails with the smudge-free top coat. Now, I did not yet encapsulate my nails with my clear dip powder, so I'm doing the smudge-free top coat to protect the stamping. If I were to go over the stamping with just my base coat, those stamps would smear. The base coat, it's really hard. I know other people have done it, but it's really hard for me to not smear those stamps if I just go in with the base coat. You have to be very, very careful about kind of floating the liquid and not touching the stamps with your brush at all, and I'm just not good at it. So if you protect it with the smudge-free top coat, you're not going to smear if you go in with your base coat after. So I'm going to go ahead and clear cap everything. including the stamped nails with my clear so that I can go and file after this. So I will activate as well. But those stamps are going to be nice and protected, and that again is my fun and fantasy element of this mani. And also I just wanted to apologize if I sniffle or anything like that. The weather down here in Florida has been really kind of weird and really messing with my allergies. I do have kind of seasonal allergies, but you know, Florida is mostly one season, so it just kind of hits me whenever. But it's been really warm in the afternoons, kind of cooler at night or in the morning. But it's also been kind of damp, and all of the leaves are falling off of the tree, so it feels like summer, but it looks like fall. And you know, just the dampness and the leaves and everything like that is really, really messing with my allergy. So I'm taking like Zyrtec every single day, but it's still, you know, I still have some issues. But I did my second layer of activator after the filing, and I tried to get the surface of the nail as smooth as possible, but I also didn't want to get rid of any of that like frosting effect either. So, you know, I tried to do that very carefully. But I am finishing up with my dip powder top coat, and I'm just doing the 2 to 3 single swipes down each nail for the first layer, which is typically what you want to do with your dip powder application. You don't want to continue to go over it and over it, or, you know, swipe the liquid over and over on the first layer. And then also just make sure, because of that activator, that you wipe your brush before putting it back into the bottle so that you don't contaminate your liquids. What can happen is your brush especially can start to get very hard, and then you just have a harder time applying your top coat. I do have to say the Virgo Gem has been really nice to work with. The top coat is really nice and shiny. But also, I've found, you know, I do try to be careful to wipe my brush off and everything like that, but I haven't had any issues with any kind of contamination or brush hardening or anything like that. Then on your second layer, which I'm doing here, you can go over the nail with more swipes and just be a little bit more thorough. Make sure the nail is fully covered. Get your free edge, you know, if you want to. I usually do because I use Peel Base. Also, I have gotten Peel Base from a couple different companies. I do like using the one from Nail Addict. I'm gonna have to see what it says for the ingredients, if the ingredients are listed. I'm a little bit afraid to kind of use that again because it is a gel product. So like I said, I'm just trying to incorporate things, you know, a little bit one at a time. I did get Referral Nails Peel Base, which is what I used under my previous couple of manis. It's called Clean Slate, and so far, not loving it. They didn't want to pop off. I ended up having to file everything off, so I don't know if that was just, you know, if I need to do more than one layer, or if it was because it's not directly on my natural nail. But I, you know, what's the point of Peel Base if I'm gonna have to file everything off anyways? So I may try it again and just see, you know, how it goes, but not loving it so far. I'm gonna let that dry, and then now we are back after a thorough dry of at least 5 minutes with my Candi Skin Care, and this one is sugar cookies, because you always want to leave a plate of cookies out for Santa, right? So we have our sugar cookie. It is a sweet smelling cuticle oil, but to me it has a little bit of like, you know, like those almond cookies that you get with a lot of like Christmas cookie plates that just kind of have like that almond kind of smell and taste to them. That's what it kind of smells like to me. It has like a little bit of an almond type of scent to it to me, but it's really yummy. But here is our finished mani. I'm looking forward to seeing what Spectacular Nail Art thinks about it, and I hope I incorporated enough of the fun and fancy, and there's a fun surprise at the end, so we'll be with that in just a moment. So I just wanted to do a quick little clip because I did not know that this color was a glow in the dark. And I'm sorry, my camera is having a hard time kind of focusing in on it. I will have a better picture at the end. But last night my dog woke me up around 2 a.m. as she does because she's 16 years old and sometimes she just needs to go out. But I was petting her, trying to get her to settle down a little bit. And I looked down at my hand and I was like, hey, you're glowing. Of course, my hand, not my dog. But I thought that's a really cool, additional fun element to this mani.